What's up, Mopar fam? I hope everybody's having a blessed day out there today. So today's video, we're working on the BGE 392, of course, for frostbite, but we're getting close. We're getting so close, guys. We're almost to the finish line of being able to put this motor in the truck. But today's video, I wanted to show you something pretty awesome that we got for the BGE 392 that just came out and hit the market. And when I seen them, I said, you know what, this is something that we probably need to do. And I think a lot of you guys may be interested in this product as well, as it is far superior over pretty much everything else out there on the market. And that is these guys right here. So stay tuned. We're gonna go over these things real quick. What are they, what they do, how much are they, where do you get them? And most of all, how do you install them? So before we get started, give the video a thumbs up, comment down below, hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed, support the Mopar channels out there, my man, and let's get to it. All right, guys, so let's dive into this and find out what these guys are. So most of you guys are probably gonna already know what they are if you've been modding your Gen 3 Hemi pretty heavily. Now, for those that don't, these are called rocker arm stabilizers or rocker shaft stabilizers, whatever. And these just hit the market and they are from MMX. The link to them will be in the video description below. So if you're interested, scroll down, hit the description button. You'll see a link, click on it, take you right there to them. A lot of you guys are gonna say these are nothing new. They've been on the market before. There's lots of different ones on the market, but we're gonna go over why these are better and they're superior. So pretty much everything out there on the market to date, as far as I know, they are all made out of aluminum for the most part that I have seen. These are made out of steel, 4130 steel to be exact, and that means that this part in my hand is actually harder material than the factory steel. Now you're probably gonna ask, why is this better and why not do the aluminum ones? Because they're probably cheaper. Well, here is the reason, and I'm actually gonna show you. All right, so as you can see, I've already installed 4 out of the 5 that we got to install on this passenger side head, and this is the one that you guys are going to watch me install, so everyone knows how to do this and how to torque it down and all of that good stuff. But here is the reason why these steel ones are better than the aluminum ones on the market. So for one, your rocker arm and your rocker shaft hold down block right here, which are actually these guys right here as well, that you're not going to need anymore when you put these on. But these parts from the factory are steel. All right, so there you go, magnet sticks, it's steel. As well as our new rocker arm stabilizer from MMX is steel, magnet sticks, okay? Now, the dilly-dally with the aluminum versions of these that's out there aftermarket is the aluminum is softer than the factory materials, being the rocker and the hold down blocks are made out of steel. And the way this engine works, when this engine is running and these parts are moving, as you can see right here, you see how your rocker arm, as you can see, the rocker arm is pretty much butted up against the hold down block on the shaft. And when these guys are grooving and doing their thing and getting down the track or the street or whatever for that matter, you know, this thing has movement, a little side to side, up and down, it's rolling, you know, on the shaft, and it's rubbing into this block. Now, as you can see, these are used parts, okay? These have been on a motor that's been over 100K, and as you can see, I mean, there's no wear on them. And for that matter, here is, you know, some of the side. You can see a little bit of wear right here, okay? But nothing crazy, and it's more of a rub mark than it is, say, a wear, okay? Where the rockers rub on these things. Now, if you take these factory hold down blocks out and you replace it with something like this that's made out of aluminum, what's going to happen is this steel rocker arm is going to rub in to this hold down, and it's going to rub aluminum off. Because the material is so much softer, it's not only going to just cause a rub mark, but it's actually going to put aluminum in your motor. You will end up with aluminum grinding and powder in your oil, and it's going to go throughout the entire motor. Now, especially guys running aluminum rocker hold downs, that's probably street driving these things on the daily, as in like it's their daily, they drive this car every day. If it was me, I would never put these on my car if they're made out of aluminum. I would just run the stock factory hardware. I would not mess with them. It's not worth having aluminum pumped through your motor if you are running this motor a lot. Now, if it's a track car, okay, you probably can get away with the aluminum ones. You're not driving it all the time per se, but there's a better version on the market, and it's made out of 4130 steel. And to me, that's the way to go if you don't want metal in your motor. With all that said, let's do some technical stuff of how to install it. Well, it's very, very simple. So the best way to install this is mount down your rocker shafts and everything with the factory hardware. So if you don't already have something like this installed, or you do, you know, it makes it easy. But if, say, you got, you know, the heads off this car, you don't even have the rocker shafts on or anything like that, the easiest way to do this is going to be using the factory hold down blocks. Mount everything on the head like you're supposed to, even torque it down. Go ahead and torque everything down to spec. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do one at a time. So for instance, you're going to pull the factory hardware, the bolts and blocks and everything off of these two, throw everything away except for the factory bolt. You can reuse the bolts. Now, you can get some ARP bolts if you prefer. ARP bolt is a little better, but is it necessary? No. The factory bolt works fine, and that's all you're going to use. You're going to use a factory bolts and this hold down clamp. That's it. So do one, you know, do one section at a time, just like you see how I've done the rest of these. So we're going to do this one. I'm going to get my tools, and we're going to loosen these two bolts up, take these hold down blocks off, throw them out. We're going to reuse the bolt. All right, so what we're going to do is simply, we're going to get our zip gun here. We're going to loosen the bolts. You can pull off this whole assembly. Do the same thing up here, and bam. Now, if you're reusing your original bolts, you'll notice that they won't come all the way out by just pulling on them. When the threads come up here to this little hold down clamp, it's kind of got like a little built-in washer deal, and the easiest way is just put pressure on it and thread it out like so. And it'll thread out just like that. So we're going to do the same thing with the other one. You're going to get your hold down block, and it's pretty dummy proof. You can't really mess this up. They pretty much go one way. Line up the holes and get your factory bolt, or if you're going to do the ARPs, whatever, thread them in by hand. We're going to get our zip gun. Now, we're not going to tighten these all the way up. We're just going to run them down. And then what we're going to do, we're going to get our torque wrench, and you're going to torque them down to 25 foot-pounds. And that even goes for the ARP bolts, 25 foot-pounds. Here we go. We'll go a little bit on that one. And then we're going to go a little bit on this one. And then we'll go ahead and torque it all the way down to 25 foot-pounds. There's 25. And 25. Now they're all fully installed, and like I said, you can see where the rocker, you know, butts up against this hold down clamp, just like the factory original little square blocks, but at least these are made out of steel, and they are as hard, actually harder than the factory material. So you're, like I said, you're not going to get powder, grindings, or any of that junk in your oil. They'll wear just like the factory components, but you're going to have much better control.